Brothers and sisters of the IBEW, my name is Speranza, member from Local 353 in Toronto, Canada. I would like to take a few minutes of your time tonight using YouTube and Facebook to address some issues that concern me and offer my service to you to correct and improve them. I have heard supporters of the CECW program make dire predictions about what they say is a bleak future for and possibly the end of the IBEW in 10 years. I do not subscribe to this sort of scare tactic. I have asked the question, what will the IBEW be like in 10 years with the CECW program? I did not get an answer from that advocate or anyone else on Ed Hill's Facebook page. I can't help asking the question, why would any labor leader adopt a business roundtable strategy from the early 80s and turn it into an IBEW program and risk our status as skilled tradespeople as well as the future of our union on it? Brothers and sisters, here's the IBEW I see today. I see low membership confidence in our leadership and apathy in local unions, and poor attendance and interest in the affairs of local unions by members. Shockingly poor turnouts for elections, little or no opposition to current leadership in some locals, and of course, elected international positions. One of the greatest locals with a rich history is Local 3, New York City, the IBEW's largest local with approximately 34,000 members. I was very surprised to learn that only approximately 3,000 members voted to elect their officers, and only approximately 300 voted to elect the delegates to the IBEW convention. In my local 353, Toronto, we combined the officer elections and convention delegate elections, and there were only 1,500 voters out of a possible 8,000 members. Pardon me. I see unemployed members list of 2,300 in another great IBEW local, Boston, and members are out of work for years while some are name hired right back and do not wait their turn at the back of the list. I know that a motion was passed by the delegates of the 2006 IBEW convention against hire by name. That motion was put forward and supported by the construction business managers of the IBEW after a conference in St. Charles, Illinois in 2004. Whatever happened to the IBEW's standard exclusive system, referral system, that has been approved by federal law for all seeking construction work? Do the delegates come to convention to pass motions only to have them ignored by international officers? I don't see progress in the union of hearts and minds. I see things like the 3rd District International Vice President interfering with local union business by ordering local union officials not to send a letter regarding the OMOV petition after the local union floor debated the issue, voted on it, and the motion that contained specific directions for their local union officers to follow through in a specified time. I see other local union officers being warned about dire consequences if an OMOV motion were to be brought to their local union floor. Let me tell you what dire consequences I see for the IBEW today. We are being dictated to by highly paid officers that are never challenged or held accountable for their decisions by the membership. These officers allow the IBEW Constitution to be violated by local union officers and international officers and reps, and then state that an international vice president and representatives cannot be charged in relation to the performance of their duties. I see Article 25 that says any member can be charged for violating the IBEW Constitution. Apparently, Ed Hill has decided that international reps and international vice presidents are above the law. In my local, a president decided that I should be banned from attending the next 12 meetings and enforced that decision at the door by physically blocking me from entering. I had not been charged, and there was no trial held. I informed the IBEW 1st District International Vice President and the IBEW President, Ed Hill, and they stood by and allowed me to be kept out of my local union meetings for 2 months, despite being informed about the outrageous actions in writing by me. I was in the process of advocating for the OMOV petition at the time. When I questioned the local officers about why they were allowing this sort of injustice upon a member that was in good standing, I was told that it was in the hands of IO. So it appears that the hands of IO are the hands of Ed Hill, and he has not stood for justice or fairness in my experience. In this brave new world of social media and internet communications, he has allowed members to be censored from posting on the IBEW Facebook page. Members were prevented from commenting by administrators because they dared to speak about the lack of fair democracy in the IBEW. Some members were censored for voicing their opposition to the CECW program. Brother Hill finally announced in a magnanimous manner that he was reinstating censored members this past Labor Day. Some were unfairly banned for 2 years. Now it seems the administrators have installed filters that give a member the illusion that they have the freedom to post their opinions uncensored. What is in fact happening is that others cannot see their posts or links if the administrators decide. Brothers and sisters, I would never be able to live with myself if I didn't make this video and express my disappointment with our current IBEW leadership. I have been charged and found guilty in unfair tribunals despite not being allowed to present evidence in my defense, and made to serve penalties such as not speaking at several union meetings for daring to challenge the chair and be supported by the floor to speak, as is my right under the laws of the IBEW Constitution. My appeal has not been dealt with, and it is now over 1 year. The pompous international representatives at the 1st District office told me that they were very busy and that I should not get into so much trouble. They told me my appeal was on the pile. The appointed representatives are paid by the membership, and the membership deserves better from them. So what is going to happen at this coming IBEW convention to affect what I see as dire circumstances for the IBEW membership that is currently living under what, in my opinion, is a dictatorship directed by highly paid lifetime officials that feel they are above the law. Will there be recommendations to further limit the ability of IBEW membership to amend the IBEW Constitution? In light of the OMOV campaign that was derailed by officers that violated the IBEW Constitution, in my opinion, with the full knowledge of the current IBEW president. What can you do to stop this abuse and put an end to senior officials running roughshod over the IBEW Constitution? Let me tell you, you can nominate and elect a new president. I will stand, if nominated, and deliver a speech to the delegates describing my vision of the IBEW and what I would do to change the current wavering confidence of our membership into a focused confidence in the IBEW and its leaders. My vision of the IBEW in the future is a union of hearts and minds, where individuals can speak and be heard without fear on any media he or she chooses to, without any intimidation from any lifetime union official that feels threatened by their ideas. A union where members come to union meetings to participate in business and make motions that will better their local and their conditions according to the rules without interference or limitation. My vision of a real union of hearts and minds is a union where local unions do not live in fear of their charter being pulled, as I've heard it said by some U.S. brothers, or of amalgamation for whatever reason because they opposed the people in power at the international office. I am appealing to you, the delegates of the IBEW convention. You are all respected leaders in your own locals, whether it is an electrical construction local, a utilities local, or a communication or manufacturing local. All of you have a pride in the IBEW, and all of you know about the principles I speak of. And all of you were elected to represent your local union members. I ask you to consider where you stand on the issues I've spoken about. Will you take a stand and oppose dictatorship in the union of hearts and minds? Pardon me. If you agree with me and you want someone to lead you in another direction back to the principles I speak of, then nominate me and support me for the position of IBEW president, and I will deliver the goods. I will clean up the IBEW and restore membership confidence. I will regain markets with strategic organizing while protecting our status, and not compromise the proud heritage passed down to us by the proud journeyman wiremen and lineman electricians that formed this union. I will promote a strong relationship with contractor associations for our mutual benefit, but with a clear definition and understanding of where that relationship begins and where it ends. I will represent your interests first with all my energy and abilities and never compromise my commitment to you. I hope to meet many of you at the upcoming convention. I hope you will come over and say hello. I will be there for brotherhood and for business. Once again, I want to say, I could never forgive myself if I didn't make this video and say what I believe needs to be said by a candidate at this time in IBEW history. I hope many of you will see it and recommend it to those that may not have seen it. Thank you for watching, brothers and sisters. We'll see you in Vancouver.